We finally got the new stages of Memory of Chaos and Honkai Star Rail, and because I was finally able to 3-star MOC 12, today I'm going to show you all how I beat the MOC 12, as well as showing off my builds for my free-to-play account in the video, so definitely do stick around until the end so you can see everything that I ran. But before I get into the run and showing you all how I did it, I do want to preface the fact that in the run, 3 of the characters I use do have their signature light cone, and those characters being Jingliu, Bronya, and Bailu. Now, I know it's a pretty hot topic in the community when it comes to players being free to play plus, and things like that, but I do want to assure you all that the only reason I use these signature light cones in my run is because I got all of them through my free-to-play Jades, my free-to-play resources. I have not spent a single cent in the game, and I really don't intend to. So because I am using them through, just getting them from free-to-play content, and just, having a bit of luck as well for the standard banner, because I know not many people are going to have the character as well as their signature light cone for a lot of situations. So I did just want to preface that really quickly, because I know some people might wonder, oh, why are you using a signature light cone? Aren't you free to play? But I did, I got lucky with getting Bronya's light cone very recently. I've had Bailu's for a little bit, and while they are helpful, I do still feel that this content would still be possible if I did not have the signature light cone. So with that out of the way now, let's get into the run here. All right, so starting out here with the first team, I am running a almost mono quantum team, since the mono quantum team itself is not fully complete yet. So I'm running Silverwolf, Seele, Bronya, and Xuan. And I'm gonna let it play out here. I run do the Xuan and Bronya techniques, and then start the battle with the Silverwolf one. And the reason, quickly before I get into this, the reason why I went with this team over, let's say, like a dot team, for example, is because with the strength of the enemies and the current builds of my dot characters, I didn't feel like I was going to be able to clear this fast enough with the dot characters, and considering how much damage some of these enemies can do here as well, I did want to make sure that I could also survive. And for some of those dot characters, they are a little squishy, so I definitely want a team that can survive. And I'll explain a bit more why I'm using Xuan here and not in the second half when I actually get there. But yeah, to start out here, none of my characters are fast enough, so they do spawn in they do get a hit on me first, which is fine to get some more energy. This team also allows me with the Bronya wind weakness, or wind type on her, and because every enemy or major enemy has a wind weakness already, that guarantees me the quantum weakness for Silverwolf. So I do get that. I basic with Bronya here to make sure I get that second action on the turn. And really the main strategy here is just going to be focusing on getting Seele's ult as much as possible and just having her do a bunch of damage, while also keeping Xuan her matrix up, and just making sure that Seele is just doing as much damage as possible, because I do also have E1 Xuan, which is giving me an extra 30% crit damage as well when her matrix is active. And right there, we did have a very strong Seele ult there, taking out most of the damage from him. Now, I don't really have a great way to take off the debuff, or the buff, I should say, from the Sanctus Medicus shapeshifter. So he is going to heal up a bit here, but I know once I work towards that second Seele ult, it shouldn't be too bad. And also in this side, against the ads that the Sanctus Medicus guy spawns in, they are weak to quantum, so I do get a good amount of weakness break for the for the boost as well, from the buff, I should say. Yeah, so here I just basic attack with Silverwolf. I know I'm about to get the Seele ult back, and that should be it for this guy. No, he doesn't attack Seele, which is unfortunate there, and neither does the Centaur guy, which definitely sucks, because I think we could have been a little faster for our cycles, and also the RNG for that was also pretty bad. But here I believe I just basic here to get the skill point back. Yeah, I think I thought about it a little bit. Yeah, so we do the basic there, then I should do Bronya's skill here. And I believe I ult first. Yes, I do. Because ulting first with Seele is going to give me her resurgence state, which will make her skill a lot stronger or attack afterwards a lot stronger. But I actually end up opting for this basic attack just to make sure I can get a skill point. Maybe I should have done those in reverse to do a little bit more damage, but I don't think it was too terribly bad of an option for me to do. Yep, then I do a basic there to get the skill point back. Then Bronya skill and Seele ult doesn't quite get me to my ult, which does definitely suck. But with Xuan's basic here, we will get the weakness break. Actually, not with her basic, with her ult there, yeah, because we were running. Yeah, we did need to replenish the matrix there, so that was all good. I do think I get this this first phase of the first half done with this either with this cycle or with the buff. I don't remember if I do. I get that. Yeah, I just do a skill there. Actually, no, yeah, I had done this cycle. Yeah, and I saved the Bronya and Silverwolf ults there as well, which is very nice. So we can get some good damage here. And I focus on the Sanctus Medicus Disciple because of Xuan's Matrix of Prescience also giving us a resistance to crowd control debuff. So Kafka is not really going to be much of an issue when it comes to that. It's just going to be her damage and some of her like her AoE attacks, which could be annoying. But yeah, now that we got the weakness on the Sanctus Medicus guy, I use Silverwolf's ult here and also Bronya's. And since I do have Bronya's signature light cone, I do get a skill point back here as well, which is very helpful for consistency. Now, it is still possible without that extra skill point if you're running a different Harmony light cone on her, but the extra skill point is just a nice thing to have as well, especially with Seele, who does use a lot of skill points. And this was actually really good here because Seele was getting attacked a bunch, which led her to get this ult, and it's going to put her in the buff state for the start of her next turn. And now Silverwolf can just basic attack, get the weakness break, and yeah, we're just going to get some good damage here because I can skill, and then I'll Bronya skill to give Seele another action, and then we'll skill again, and that's a very solid amount of damage as well. And decent RNG on the attacks at the start of each cycle, which by the way, for that for the MOC buff for this phase, I've had the worst RNG on that ever. So yeah, now pretty much just focusing on taking down this guy, which I should be able to do here before he gets to recover from his weakness break. And I did actually put the weakness for Quantum on Kafka on this turn because I'm pretty sure that with my ult plus the Bronya support, I should be able to kill the Sanctus Medicus guy. So yeah, I use Bronya's ult here to get that damage boost, or the attack boost rather, and then Seele is just going to do her ult, and even if the ult doesn't kill, I do have the skill still, but that does kill. And yeah, here I skill and then I basic attack, which is what I should have done in that last scenario, but it still ended up being fine. Then Silverwolf gets dominated, which does kind of suck, but we do get through it. Yeah, I do basic there. Xuan gets her matrix up, and we pretty much just wear down Kafka from here. Yeah, Silverwolf being dominated doesn't actually do too much bad for us. Yeah, it's not really too awful. She does get hit a bit. It would have been annoying if she died there, but with the way the run was going, all I need to do is just make sure I got the Bronya buff with Seele before the ultimate, and that would have been all good for her there. Maybe I could have skilled so I could do ult and then basic attack, but this still ended up working out. I did get the weakness break. And okay, I didn't do it in that cycle there, but yeah, I do defeat her before the weakness break wears off, which is still very good. And Silverwolf comes back just to put that little cherry on top for the first half here, this is a pretty solid run. It could have been probably a cycle faster, realistically, but it still was a pretty good run overall. But now we get into the harder half, which is the second half here. Go back. All right, so yeah, for this one, I was running Jingliu, Ruan, Tingyun, and Bailu. Now, the reason I used Bailu here instead of the first half is because since I was running the Seele team and with Silverwolf, I did want to apply the quantum weakness there as much as possible. And because of that, if I were to use Bailu in the first half and Xuan here, every Silverwolf skill would be a 50-50 chance of either inflicting the quantum weakness or the lightning weakness. And I definitely did not want the lightning weakness. So because of that, I bit the bullet and used Bailu against the Swarm disaster boss here, which was at first very difficult, but I really had to optimize everything. So use every technique here, Tingyun technique twice to give her full energy back. And through the sheer optimization of the run, I definitely had some very interesting plays when it came to Tingyun's ultimate here. Now I actually choose to not use it at the start here, which a lot of the times in other runs I would, because I really want to take advantage of the fact that I am running dance on her to, move everyone's action up in the action order. So I do want to optimize that to make sure I'm getting as many actions as possible, as well as benefiting the most I can from the extra energy. So yeah, now because Jingliu got hit, she does get her ultimate here, which is very nice. And then I believe, here I'll use Tingyun's ultimate after action's over to bring her back into the cycle, give her another action. Yeah, but then here pretty much Tingyun getting the break there, plus Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei is so good for this. Not only with her being ice, but also being able to increase that break efficiency and increase the all types res penetration. The Jingliu's skill on the Silvermane Lieutenant will break his weakness. Yeah, and then the girl on the left there, she'll be gone soon, so not even too worried. Yeah, she dies to that, plus the ads died there too. So now it's just whittling him down. And the biggest issue I had with this as well is just, or at least at first, was I wasn't really keeping Jingliu in the state, because she would run out of the state right as this guy was dying, which I think it happens here as well, which does definitely suck. But I keep her ult around, waiting for her to go back into the state. And because of that, I also have to keep Tingyun's ult around until she's back into the state to get a nice little combo, which will take, it ends up taking things a bit slowly at first, but it does end up working out in the long run. So here, pretty much my skill points are going to be mainly towards using Tingyun's skill to gain more energy, using Ruan Mei's skill once every 3 turns, and then if I need to, using Bailu's skill to heal the team, which I do use here. And having the invigoration is very nice too, but I'm especially worried about 2 things against the Swarm boss at this point. The first one being the wind shear, because those stacks do, they do build up over time. Like Tingyun's already at 4 stacks there, and Ruan Mei and Jingliu are already at 3. But then in the other thing I'm worried about is in the second phase, which we'll get to when we get there. But yeah, so here Jingliu's gonna get her skill to bring her into her state. I'm gonna ult so I can get another stack for her, and I'm waiting to use Tingyun's ult until after her skill, just so I can get the action advancement from Dance. Yeah, so I make sure it's Tingyun's turn, and then Jingliu will get an additional action in the rotation, which is very nice for her. Yeah, so that was a little scary there. Jingliu took a lot of damage, but I did get lucky that she didn't take anything else, because I do think that if that last hit before Ruan Mei's turn hit her, that would have been the end for Jingliu. So we're gonna have that Ruan Mei ult, which is so nice, especially for the extra weakness break time. So yeah, we're gonna heal Jingliu up a bit. Hope Bailu gets hit as well, so we can try to get the ult off, which we do get her hit, so that is very nice as well. And not having used her revive yet at this point is very good. So yeah, I just get the skill point back with Tingyun, and now I can skill into ultimate because of the way I positioned my Tingyun's ultimates before. We get this, I think this actually just takes us into phase 2. Yeah, because that plus the bugs will bring into phase 2, and we also have one of the bugs explode on phase 2 just to give us the vulnerability right off the bat. Now the second thing that annoys me is this guy in this phase, because when I use Fu Xuan against this boss, it's completely fine if you have either Fu Xuan or just like a tanky character in general to keep your team from taking too much damage at once. But because I only have Bailu, this thing is can explode in your team and make your team go into the outrage effect, and the outrage effect doesn't allow you to control who they attack. So it is very scary when that happens, just because once that happens, and if it happens to certain characters, then your combos and your synergies just aren't going to work together. So something really good that happened there, though, I want to actually go back to highlight it, is I actually got some pretty decent RNG. I had 2 hits go onto that swarm, as well as the other ones around the swarm disaster, actually being decently damaged as well for when I get to Jingliu's action. Yeah, so here I basic attack with Bailu. I was thinking of healing Ruan Mei, but I believed in Ruan Mei still having the invigoration sacks. And you know, the True Sting starts to charge up his sort of ultimate attack, which really is only powerful if you have a lot of the swarms near him. So me trying to take them out with Jingliu here is going to be key. And with this, I do get Tingyun's ultimate, which is very good for that action advancement, as well as giving me a good amount of energy back. And then with her getting hit here as well, I get some really good luck, and I am able to ult. And with the ult here, it's going to kill the 2 bugs that were around him, and well, actually the 3 other bugs that are around him, which do enough damage on the explosion to kill the one before it exploded, which was extremely nice. But now I just need to focus on hopefully not getting hit or taking too much damage here. Now Tingyun does die, but we did have the Bailu res there. So now I just have to hope for the best here, that Ruan Mei doesn't die, which she doesn't. I do pop her ult here, and at this point, because I do have 2 sacks for Jingliu, all I gotta do is make sure that I don't get really unlucky, which that was really close to Tingyun dropping down to 175. But I do use Bailu's skill on Tingyun there, and then I get her ultimate back because I am running energy recharge rope on her. And with that, that pretty much seals the run for me now. With, on the last cycle too. Yeah, because I get that, and Jingliu does have another attack on this cycle. So all I have to do is just hope that Ruan Mei doesn't take too much damage here, if any damage. Which was a little scary for her. She did take damage, but I do have the invigoration on her. So I'd make sure I heal Ruan Mei. And at this point, we just need to get the Jingliu's turn, and we are going to be all smooth sailing. Yeah, Tingyun doesn't even get her ultimate at first, but we do get her ultimate back with that, and that's going to give Jingliu her ultimate to pretty much confirm us the run. So this was my clear for MOC 10. I was very excited when I did this because I was doing a lot of attempts to get through here, and they had one final Jingliu skill to get us to the end there. Winning it just before the cycle ended too. Now, if I had a better team for the first half, I think I definitely could have made it a bit faster. But we do take these regardless. I did enjoy the difficulty of it, and I know I've seen a few comments of people that are also enjoying it, which is very cool. But I do think it is also a mode where don't feel like you have to do it if your account isn't built up enough, or if you're still like a mid-game or like beginning end-game player. It's something that once you build up your characters and account over time, you'll be able to do. So I would say not to sweat too much, but I did want to share my experience as a free-to-play player with it. Now lastly, I do want to show off my builds in-game really quickly. So to start off with my first half team, the Mono Quantum team, I firstly was running Silverwolf. I'm running the free-to-play before the tutorial mission starts light cone on her. She does have 131% effect hit rate, so she basically always hitting her weakness type application. Yeah, traces are pretty solid on her. And then I'm running 4-piece quantum set for that defense ignore, as well as a 2-piece broken keel for the extra team crit damage. Then next up for the quantum team, I have my Seele, who is sitting at nearly 80% crit rate and 180% crit damage, which gets boosted by Xuan to about 90% crit rate and like 210% crit damage for my E1. Then for light cone, I'm cruising in the Stellar Sea for that extra crit rate. For traces, I have them almost maxed out. And then for relics, I'm running that 4-piece quantum set and the 2-piece Rudolent Arena set to get that extra basic attack and skill damage for her. And of course, and also for these two, E0. Any limited 5 stars besides Xuan, I have at E0. But yeah, next up we have Bronya, and my Bronya is sitting at 182.5% crit damage, which is very good. She is running her signature light cone at S1. I only have a level 60 because I did pull it very recently. Then for traces, probably could be a little bit better, but I do have them at 8 for her skill and ultimate. Then for relic, she's running the 4-piece speed set and the 2-piece broken keel, which I actually realized after doing my run, I don't have enough effectorize, so the broken keel isn't even active for her, which is a little bit goofy, but we were still able to get it done. Then we have Xuan to round out the first half team, and Xuan, she's at over 8,000 HP, which is very strong for her. For the light cone, she's running Day 1 of My New Life, which gives her some extra defense there and all type res for the entire team. For traces, pretty solid for the traces overall here. Then for her relics, I'm running 2-piece Guard of Wuthering Snow for the damage reduction and 2-piece Longevous Disciple for the HP. And for planers, I'm running the Fleet of the Ageless to give that can give all allies an attack increase if you have enough speed. No, I actually don't have enough speed, so this is actually another planer set that I still need to fully work on here. So yeah, my team wasn't even at like the best it could be, which is still kind of crazy to me. Then for my other team, for the second half, firstly we had Jingliu. Jingliu sitting at a massive 235% crit damage. She is running her signature light cone here, which is very nice, giving her a lot of extra damage. Traces, I do have them nearly maxed out for her. I honestly should just max these out at some point soon. Then for her set, I'm running 4-piece Hunter of Glacial Frost. I've debated on doing the Quantum set, but I'll see if I actually do switch her over to that. Then I'm running 2-piece Ruan Arena, because she will be able to activate this once she goes into her state. And of course, E0 there. Then I have my Tingyun. My Tingyun is running Dance, Dance, Dance to give that action advancement. For her traces, I have them at decent levels, mainly focused on the skill and the ult here. Didn't really focus on the talent at all, and of course not the basic attack, not that much. And for the relics, 4-piece speed set and 2-piece Von Whack to give the extra energy regen rate, which is super important for her. She could definitely run Penacony if she's running a lightning DPS, but Von Whack is just more beneficial for like universal teams for her. Then for my Ruan Mei, have her at level 80 here. She is sitting at about 170 break effect. Then when she goes into battle and her trace activates, she'll be at 190. I do have her running Memories of the Past at S5 to give her that extra break effect and energy, which gives her that 3-turn ult rotation that everyone's been talking about, and it is really nice as we saw in the run. Her main traces here with ult, skill, and talent are almost maxed out. And then for relics, I'm running 4-piece speed set and 2-piece Penacony for the additional energy regen rate, as well as the extra synergy with my Jingliu. And then lastly, we have my Bailu. Now, my Bailu is running her signature light cone here to give her some extra HP and healing as well. For her traces, I do have her ult maxed out, and then I could give her a little bit more for her skill and talent, but yeah, I'll see when I do that, since I do plan on building links once I get her. And for relics, I do still have a 4-star relic on her, which is kind of funny, but I am running 4-piece Wandering Cloud for the extra outgoing healing and the extra skill point, which is really nice, and the 2-piece Fleet of the Ageless to give the extra attack boost for the team. So yeah, that is the team that I was running here. Also, I didn't mention my Bronya was E1 as well. I think her and Xuan are my only Eidolons there. But yeah, well, Eidolon for 5 stars. My Tingyun obviously has Eidolon. She's at E4 here. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought and what y'all think of the MOC 12 right now in Honkai Star Rail, as well as what you think of my run. I want to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far into the video, if you enjoyed, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. But with that, I will see you all next time.